at Nook for the Monday night Nook night, knit night, or crochet night, craft night, whatever you want to call it night. You can bring whatever craft you want. To Knit Night with Mekamika. I am your host, Shamika. I am here in Brooklyn, in my living room with the whip wall behind me, and we're not going to touch that yet, but I just want to welcome everyone. This is February 1st, so happy February, everyone. And I want to just do a little housekeeping before I get started. So I did record a podcast for January. However, it was late at night, and you see this beautiful light that's over here coming from the glorious sun that we have. It was non-existent, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna record anyway. And then I had a light source on this side of me, so nothing recorded well. It looked really grainy when I put it on the camera, when I put it on the laptop, and I was just like, that's not good enough. You all need to see better pictures. You need to see the yarn better. You need to see the colors. Everything needs to be, visible and not grainy. So I said, okay, scrap that. We're going to do it over. So now it is now February and we're going to get started. So welcome to the channel for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who are following and have been following me for a while, thank you so much. I actually got to meet some of you at Vogue Knitting Live, and it was really fun. And thank you so much for coming up and saying hello and giving hugs and having a little conversation. I remember everything, and I am just so touched that you are still watching. I want to apologize for Vlogmas. I got to edit up to day 3, and I promise you I recorded everything, but editing just got way too intense because my life got way busy. We had a slew of catering, and of course you guys know I make the cakes, so it's like every freaking night it was like cake in the oven. I just wanted a moment to knit but I just didn't have time to do the editing because it's like you got to use your hands. I'd rather be knitting, honestly. And I also had to deal with the passing of 2 people that were close to me, so that was a whole emotional thing, as well as having to be there for the family and for the loved ones, for their funerals, etc., etc. So it was just a wild December, but we are putting 2024 behind us. Let's get on to 2025, and let me show you what I have in store for February. So before I even get to my projects, I want to talk about, there is a February challenge going on Instagram. My friend Cece, Creative Cece, Cecilia, she is organizing it. She's also Cece Knits the World. If you've seen her posts, she organizes it every February. She has a prompt every single day. You can post as much prompts as you can get to. Some people start off strong and they kind of falter by the end, but it doesn't matter. It is just a way for our entire fiber community to get together, say hello to each other, show off what we're doing, what we love, and all these different things. So I'm going to put the information up here, and you can join the February challenge if you are interested. So now let's get to what I like to call Finish It February. So I was at Knit Night the other night, and somebody kept saying that there's someone out there on IG who's doing Finish It February. I cannot remember who it is. I am so sorry. But I'm taking it upon myself to join. So I have gathered a few items that I want to finish this February so that, you know, I can get these things off the needles and get my needles put away, and I can know exactly what needle I have, etc., etc. Because I have fallen into the bad habit of, oh, I want to start a new project. Let me just buy new needles. When I have about 4 different interchangeable needle sets, and I have a slew of circular needles, many different lengths, many different sizes. Things are a little bit crazy. It's chaotic. It's too much. And this year, I just want to make sure that I get everything properly organized. Okay. So let's start off with the first thing on the needles that I want to finish before this month is over. So first things first, I want to bring up the sweaters, not because they're going to be the fastest things to finish, but because they're going to take the most commitment, the longest time, and I'm going to have to really plan out my days so that I can get it all done. So this beauty, it looks like not much of anything because I started it literally 2 days ago. This is going to become the Novice cardigan by PetiteKnit. As you can see, we have the ribbing, we have a neckline. I just started the second increase, and there is a third increase that must be done before I can separate for the sleeves. So this is a circular yoke increase for those of you who are interested. It's basically you knit a certain, like on one row, it's like you knit a certain amount of stitches, then you do a make one, knit the same amount of stitches, then a make one for the whole row, and then you continue on for like 1.5 inches, and then you do it again, and then you continue on for another length, and then you do it again, like knit X amount, and then knit another row, knit X amount, make one, knit X amount, make one. So it could be knit 2, make one, knit 2, make one, or knit 3, make one, or make 4, make one, and continue along the whole, whatever the pattern says. So it is very different to the raglan increases that I usually do, because we will, you know, knit, and then you get here, and then you do the increase here, and then you keep going and you do the increase at the back of the sleeves, and you do 4 increases per row, every other row. This is like knit for a certain amount of inches, and then you do an increase row. So it's good because I don't have to think about an increase row every other row, and I get to a row and I'm like, did I increase yet? Did I not increase? Did I do the increases all over? And yeah, it's actually, I'm finding it a lot easier because I'm like, okay, this is the increase row. And once the increase row is done, straight stockinette for the rest of the way. So here we are. I'm going to try it on. I know it's not much of anything, honestly, right now, but we do have the beginnings of a sweater, and there will be a button placket here. So I actually need to go button shopping, and I'm so foolish. I should have actually done this at Vogue Knitting Live, but I wasn't thinking, my head wasn't on straight. But anyway, so this beautiful color is called fuchsia. As you guys know, this is my favorite color. And the yarn that I'm using is Glow Hair, from Stephen and Penelope, which is one of my favorite yarns now. Like, I've been using it and I absolutely love it so far. So I purchased this yarn in Barcelona, and on the Saturday of Barcelona Knitting Festival, I was there at the Stephen and Penelope booth, and I was talking to everyone who worked there. We were hanging out, cracking jokes. Everything was great. And I was trying to find this yarn enough to make a sweater. And it turns out, I think I needed 20 skeins. It was something crazy. And it was one short. And I was just like, I'm going to get it anyway. And I'll just get another skein later on, because I just wanted this sweater so bad. So I still have to order one, but they have super fast shipping. Like, it can get here like in less than a week, all the way from Amsterdam. I don't know how Stephen does it, but I'm excited. So this will get here. So now, the reason being, my goal is to wear this on Valentine's Day. And today is February 1st. Yes, I know. I'm nuts. I know. I already know. We know this. But I love the thrill of this. So let's just shoot for the moon. And if we fall amongst the stars, so be it. So I am planning on wearing this on Valentine's Day. I do not have a date yet at the moment, but there has to be some singles parties, some dinner, something is going to be happening, and I just want to be dressed and ready for it. So you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, okay? So I have a satin top that I want to wear. And I also have satin pants. I don't know if I'm going to do everything together, but I think the juxtaposition of the fuzzy yarn against the shiny satin would be amazing. So this is how I'm planning my outfit. I'm loving that pink vibe. As you can see, already have the pink lipstick to match. Makeup is going to be off the chain. I'm going to color my hair so it's more pink, and we're just going to vibe with it. So that is going to be my Valentine's, you know, ensemble. Also, I got invited to a Galentine's party. So for the Galentine's party, I could wear the sweater again. So I'm just hoping to finish this sweater in time. So we have to really like get a rush on it. It is two strands held together, and I'm going to be knitting this for the rest of the day until like I can see some great progress. So this is my progress for 2 days. I'm not mad at it. If I keep up with this momentum, it will get done. So let's get on to the next project. On to the next sweater. So I started the Feeling Good sweater by Maria G. She is out of Portugal. She actually runs the Portuguese Knitting Festival in June, I think. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out Maria G Knits. She's also a designer. She makes project bags. She's like do it all. She's a do it all woman. And I love that. So I got to hang out with her in Barcelona, and I tried on a sweater that she made, and it was a size large, but she made it with extra positive ease. And it was a little too big for me, a little too gappy underneath the arm for my liking. Although this sweater I'm making is gappy under the arm, but this is a different construction. So it's a drop shoulder. So it's supposed to be that way and it fits better. But this one is actually a raglan. So let me show you where I'm at. I had intended on wearing this at Vogue Knitting Live, but it didn't get finished in time, and that's okay. So I actually have 2 sleeves on the needle at the same time, as you can see here. And the original sweater was made with a different yarn for the neck portion. So this is actually DK weight mohair from El Robledal de Santana Mohair, and they're out of Spain, and obviously, and this is the DK weight, but the pattern calls for holding of lace weight double, but I didn't have the proper color, so I just said I'm gonna just continue with this. And I thought I bought enough yarn, but the problem is now that I've gotten to like midway down the sleeve, as you can see, this just hits me right below my elbow. Like, this is how much yarn I have left. And I'm bummed because this was a one-of-a-kind colorway. The gray is called Acero. It is their DK that has neon neps in it. It's super cute, but they have no more in this color. I've already checked the website, and I'm just gonna wing it with whatever I can. So I decided, oh, also I added 5 stripes, and the original pattern only called for 2 stripes, but because I had less of the DK merino, I decided to add more stripes to give it a little bit more space so that, you know, I could kind of even it out. And I'm still playing yarn chicken, but I do have a whole lot. This is not the full skein, but it's the majority of the skein. So right now, I think the plan is we're going to end the sleeve with ribbing. And I'm just going to finish out this until there's nothing left. And hopefully it'll meet the cuff. And if it doesn't meet the cuff, I'm going to scream. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I could just like do like ribbing down the arm and then just like scrunch it up and just call it a day. Because at this point, this is too much of a beautiful sweater for me to not finish. Like, this is so gorgeous, and it makes me actually really happy. And it's called a Feeling Good sweater, and it makes me feel good when I wear it. It fits perfectly. It has just the right amount of positive ease, not too much, because I knit the smaller size, so I kind of figured it out. I did not do a gauge swatch, but hey, we're just going with it. And I'm already happy with it, so it needs to be done. So this is project number 2 for Finish It February. Okay, so next up we have a shawl that I am working on. I started this shawl to accompany a coat that I bought that is pink, and I wanted to have the shawl to wear with the coat. And I wanted to add in these little sparkles so that you can have a little interest in this whole monochromatic look, but just have a little something extra. So this is the Cozy Walk shawl by Isabell Kraemer. I just started it. It is written for a DK weight, or is it chunky weight? Chunky or DK, I can't remember. But I got a sport weight Suri alpaca, and I am holding it with the Paillette yarn from Lang. Look at how gorgeous this is. And so we're getting that sparkle throughout, and I am super excited about it. I literally, again, just started. It's not really showing much right now, but I intend to put in some work on this during February. Hopefully I can finish it. It would be great if I could. So yeah, this is going to be happening, and hopefully I can wear it with my coat before it's too warm to wear the coat. That is the intention for this. So after the shawls, we have a ton of hats that we're working through. So I'm going to show you that right now. So we have the Calzetta hat from Justyna Lorkowska. I got to hang out with her in Barcelona Knitting Festival as well. I'm gonna tack down these little frayed edges, but we added some, I don't know if you could see it, but there's some sparkly teal yarn, thread, embroidery thread to give it a little sparkle. This yarn is the Tint and Tone yarn. It is a super bulky yarn from Hobbii that I got when during Rhinebeck, Toni Lipsey had a Hobbii yarn party, and I got invited, and it was so much fun, and they had tons of giveaways. So this is one of the yarns that we got in the giveaway bag, and I'm going to add this white pom-pom to it. I'm actually making this for my aunt. She was in Trinidad visiting, and then it was like 7 degrees here, and she's like, I'm gonna come back home tomorrow. We're like, no, stay, because you're gonna freeze your head off. And then I was like, you know what? Because she has really short hair, like really, really short. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make you a hat because I wanted to knit with this. She deserves a hat. She's done so much for her family, and I think she needs a nice hat to keep her warm. So here we go. This is most likely going to be done today because I am at the point where I have to start doing the decreases. So this is going to be probably the first FO for Finish It February. And since we are on the bulky hat parade, let me show you another hat that I started making, I should say. I picked this yarn up at Vogue Knitting Live. It was from Asylum Fibers, and the colorways are Wildflower. Look at how beautiful this is with these little neon speckles, and Bad Girl. Like, Stephanie knows that this is my color. She's like, yeah, I got Bad Girl for you. So I created a brioche hat, started making a brioche hat. The reason this all came about is one of my friends in my knitting group, Gia, she went to Cleo's to learn how to make a brioche hat. And she dropped a stitch and she had to unravel it and start all over. And then she called me and she's like, help. So I was like, okay, let me just cast on some brioche and show you like what you're supposed to be doing, how your hands are supposed to be moving so that, you know, you can continue on with this hat. And then I was like, wait a minute, but I want one. So the next time I saw her, I was like, so how did the brioche hat go? How did your instructions go, you know? And she's like, it's done. And then she gave it to me to try on, and I will stick a video in here at some point. But you will see that I just fell in love with the hat. It feels like I'm going. I want this pattern. This is the beginning pattern at Cleo's like Learn to Knit class, and it fits me.
Yeah, but it's easier to learn. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, duly noted. Let me buy some yarn for this hat. So I had a brioche pattern for bulky weight from, I don't even know where. It was a long time ago I got it. So I just decided, I found it and I was just like, let's go, let's get it on. And I started with the ribbing because her hat did not start off with the ribbing, and I kind of wanted to have that ribbing to add a little extra to it. And I love the fact that it is reversible. It is so cool. And I cannot wait to finish this. And this is another one of those hats that can be done, you know, probably in a day I can finish it. So this is definitely a great finish it February project. And when I tell you the brioche bug has bit me, it has bit me hard, okay? So I started this hat, which is called, let me show it to you a little bit better. This hat is called Warm Up, and it's from the designer Julie Knits in Paris. I met her years ago when I went to Barcelona Knitting Festival, and here we are again. Her patterns are amazing and very well written, very detailed, but there's a lot of advanced techniques that you can learn in it. For example, this increase goes from 1 stitch to like 8 stitches. Okay, this is insane, but it's the first time I've ever done this, and it looked super hard at first, but then I was just like, just follow the instructions and see what happens, and it came out great. So here we are, and I've mastered this crazy increase. Julie, you are something else. That's all I gotta say. But the yarn, excuse me, it just dropped to the floor. This is the yarn. And I am so happy that the lighting works because you can see the details in this yarn. This is from Treliz, Color is Power, and the name of this colorway is Manawi. It is Manawi on both skeins, but these are her 2 new yarn bases. This one is Fibra Gentili de Lucania. It is from Italy, and this is the precursor to the merino wool. So that specific sheep is still alive, and they're trying to bring it back, bring up the population, and utilize the wool for some yarny goodness. And this is merino, and this yarn is called samskara. That's what she calls it, and it is a yak and cashmere. Yeah, recycled yak and cashmere blend. So the reason why these 2 yarns are so different but they are the same color is because this yarn starts off as a gray base and this one starts off at a white cream base. So when the same colorway is applied, it gives a whole different vibe. And I just love these little flecks of the little pinks and the little greens popping through here. And as you see here, there's a little pink. I love this color, Manawi, and I know I'm a pink girl, but this orange really says something and does something. It is beautiful, and I've always been in love with this orange colorway, so I had to have it. I couldn't resist. Right before Vogue Knitting Live, she did, the Wednesday before, she did a Knitty City trunk show. So I went, and it was just like right in front of me and calling my name. And I even bought a second set to make a hat for my mom. So I'm gonna use this color and like a yellowy ember kind of colorway. I can't even find it. I gave it to her already. She's put it in her stash, so I can't get to it. But it's a beautiful color. So this is my warm-up hat from Julie Knits in Paris that we have to sit still and take our time to finish because of the intricate details of this brioche. So I can't bring it to knit night or anything like that, but it will get finished and finish it February. So that is the goal. That's another goal. And let me show you another hat. Okay, so before I show you the hat, let me show you the tool that I used to create it. This is a Furls crochet hook, and this has become my new favorite crochet hook. Reason being, when it drops on the floor, the whole house can hear it, and you will never lose this because it's so huge. And I love the grip on this. I love the hook part. Because of this little point at the top, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. It gets into those stitches, and I absolutely love it. So this is my new crochet hook of choice. I have tried the cheapy Amazon ones. They're okay. I have tried the Knit Pro ones with the ergonomic handle, but this is so much, maybe I've just gotten used to this. I love this so much compared to all the others. So I am starting crocheting, guys. Everybody, I'm starting to crochet. And I actually learned to crochet before I learned to knit, when I was 10 years old. I wanted to do the seed stitch, and I asked my grandmother to show me how to do the seed stitch. And we all know that the seed stitch has you know, either single crochets or double crochets, something, I can't remember, but it has the building blocks of that seed stitch. So she was showing me the building block part, and I was like, Granny, you're doing it wrong, because I didn't understand that you needed to crawl before you walk. Okay. So Granny was like, you know what? I'm not teaching you. Go sit down. You're being rude. So oops. I was a little precarious little child when it came to crafting, I guess. But I have since taught myself, okay, with the help of the designer for this hat. Her name is Briana K. She has a whole bunch of YouTube videos, Briana K Designs. This is the Snowy Puff Crochet Hat. Look at this. And it really looks like knitting, but this is the wheat stitch. She has a whole slew of patterns, gloves, hats, cowls, socks with the wheat stitch, and it is super simple. It is a 4-row repeat to make the little wheat stitch things. And yeah, I'm working on it. I am intending to, well, okay, let's do a little backstory here. My friend's birthday was in November, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this in a few days. Yes. And it's really written for worsted weight, but I decided that I'm going to use Swish DK held with Aloft from Knitpicks, and I was just going to use a size H hook, which I would use for worsted weight, and you know, everything would be great. But no, because it's DK weight wool, Shamika, duh. So I have to do a few more. I did what was called for in the pattern, and it's not big enough to go around her head. So I have to do a few more of these pattern repeats to get to the recommended size for her. So I just have a few more rows to go. So we're at here now, and I should have put a little stitch marker to hold it, but I'll fix that last stitch before we keep going. And this needs to be done by the 15th, because we are doing Galentine's, and it's at her house. And how cute would it be that I finally show up with her birthday / now Valentine's Day gift, Galentine's gift. I also got this cute little pom-pom at Wool & Co, and I think it's going to be amazing. So the way this hat is constructed, you know, you have the hat, it's going to bunch up at the top, and this is going to be a folded brim. And then we're just going to have, you know, the pom-pom on top. Oh, why do you have to fall? Come on. Coordinate. So yeah. So this is kind of like the vibe we're going for here, you know. So, okay, you kind of get the picture. So let's move on to the next thing, shall we? So Toni Lipsey of TL Yarn Crafts is having the Make It Crochet Along 2025 happening. It started on the 27th, I think, of January. It was on Monday. So I got to crocheting, everyone, again. Who am I? Here I am diving into crochet, and it's so much fun. So the first part of the the sweater, I'm making the maple sweater, by the way, and I did watch her video again before I started so I can have a kind of refresher on the pattern. And the first part was doing ribbing, and this is it close up, and it's just, you know, you're crocheting across, and then you join it, and then you pick up stitches along the end, and then you start to make your actual sweater. It has raglan increases, as you could see by the stitch markers that are here. So it will be fitting me something like this. And I was using my beautiful, amazing Furls crochet hook for this part, and I loved it. And then I had to go a bigger size, and then I used this crochet hook I bought it on Hobbie's website. The yarn is Hobbii Apricity. Hobbii Happy, oh gosh, what is it called again? Happy Place. Hobbii Happy Place Apricity. So it is alpaca and merino, and it is the softest, squishiest, most beautiful yarn you could ever want. And I got a ton of colors. Again, like I said, Toni had this party at Rhinebeck, and at the end of the party, she says to everyone, well, they can't ship this yarn back, so take what you want. And I was like, are you kidding me? There's a whole wall of yarn. I'm going to insert some videos so you could see what it looks like. It was glorious. So once we, everyone dove in and picked their favorite colors. I picked a lot of pinks. You all know this is my fave. And then once I got home and I checked out my stash and my acquisitions, I realized that I needed to order a few more skeins. So I had about half of the yarn for the sweater. Like this sweater takes up a lot of yarn. I think I have 16 skeins in total. It's not going to use all 16, but I'm working it out with different variations in the colors. So I've already decided how I'm going to gradate this yarn because I want to do like an ombre effect. So anyway, this is the beginning of it, and I want to finish this hopefully before the end of February. Every week there is, if you post this a picture of your knit, of your crocheting, they have prizes. I want a prize. Hello. And one of the prizes is this beautiful pink bag from Namaste bags. So yeah, of course I want it. And so this is where I'm at right now. Now I stopped working on it because honestly, I don't like this crochet hook. It's not as pointy as the Furls one, if you can see the difference. So my Furls crochet hook, I did place an order for the bigger sizes for the body and the ribbing at the bottom and the cuffs. And it's literally on the truck right now. So it's going to get here at some point tonight. We'll see. It's supposed to be delivered by 9 p.m. but hopefully it'll be delivered before that. And maybe I can get a few rows in tonight. So that is that for my crochet. I don't know what's happening with me, but I'm going on this crochet journey. And let me show you one other project, only because it's a bonus that I started at Vogue Knitting Live. I am not going to finish it in February. I already know, but I just want to show it to you because I'm excited about it. First thing I'm going to do is show you what the project is. I'm sorry for the glare if there is any. This is the FranNamaste bag from Vincent Williams. He designed this eons ago and I immediately fell in love, and I was like, I need to learn how to crochet to do that because I have never crocheted color work before. I would always crochet, if I would, it would be with a yarn that had already had colors already mixed in it. And lo and behold, he had a class at Vogue Knitting Live. So I took his class and I will show you where I ended up. I'm sorry for the crinkling. But here we are with our little beginning of the pattern. And this is the beginning of my FranNamaste bag. FranNamaste bag. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. The bag. So this is going to be the base of the bag. And then we're going to pick up and work in a cylinder straight up. And he gave an exquisite class. I was so confused, but at the end of the day, at the end of the 3 hours, I knew exactly what to do. I am one row away from where we were supposed to end it in class, so I feel great and I feel confident about what I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying this. And most of all, I enjoyed that he put some of his cultural aspects from his family history into the design of the bag. And he says he loves X-Men, and he threw in this little X symbol at the bottom of the bag. I thought that was so cute. So Vincent, we love you. You know this. You gave an amazing class at Vogue Knitting Live. This bag is going to be amazing, and I do want to do more yoga this year so that I can zen out. So I'm going to have a beautiful bag to take with me. I'm actually going to make a second bag because I need a bag to hold my Swift, my umbrella Swift. And he said that it's the perfect size. So very quickly, I'm going to show you the yarn that I used. It is 24/7 cotton from Lion Brand. I bought it at Joann's. And there is right now Joann's is looking for a buyer because it just might fall apart. And it was supposed to be sold in March, and if they didn't have a buyer by March something, that would be the end of it. But now they've moved the date up to February something. So if any of you are crafters and you got the money to buy Joann's, please do, because we need our yarn. Like, come on. Like, where else are we gonna go? Like, everything's falling apart. We need our yarn smugglers. Come on. Also, support your local yarn dyers as well. But I don't know where else to buy 24/7 cotton. that I could get it pretty quickly. So please, I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just telling you what I did. The discount was great, and I would like to continuously be able to buy yarn. So anyway, so since we're on this crochet kick, I want to talk about one more acquisition that I have received. And this has nothing to do with February, but this is just going to happen like throughout the months, throughout the year. And I have taken it upon myself to try to embrace crochet a lot more this year. So I bought this, the Granny Square card deck from Claire Montgomery. There was a lot of buzz about this when it had just came out. And there were even some people selling some pirated copies of the card deck on Instagram and directing you to all these other wacko websites. And then people are like not getting the same quality, some of them not even getting their products that they paid money for. And Claire Montgomery came on to Instagram and said, okay, these people are copying me. Only buy from Search Press. So this is from Search Press. That is her publisher. And when I saw that she's like, we have another shipment, we have another reprint of whatever, I was like, I'm on it. And I went to her Amazon. She has her own Amazon store. So I bought it there, and it took forever. Like, it was supposed to be here when I got back from Barcelona Knits, which would have been like November 21st. I didn't get it till December 7th, I think. And they were like, we're so sorry. Do you want to cancel? No, I don't want to cancel. I want this. Like, I actually paid for it. Like, just, I'll wait. I'll be patient. It was literally stuck in a container ship somewhere. It's so crazy, you know, how, you know, everything travels, but it is what it is. Well, at least I have it now. So I'm super happy. And in my heart of hearts, I would love to have a party. Everyone bring scrap yarn, maybe worsted weight, maybe DK weight, and we all pick a granny square and we make a granny square and we put it all together. And, you know, if it's enough, we can make a blanket. If it's not enough, we'll make a pillow or a bag or something. But wouldn't it be cool if when I go to my knit night, there's a couch there, if that couch has a granny square pillow made by members from the knitting group that meets there every other week? That would be awesome. So if you think that's a great idea, if you want to do this in your part of town, if you want to come to New York and join me, I don't know how I'm going to organize this, but if you think it's super cool, let me know. And you can still buy this. You just have to wait a while. I'm sorry. But yeah, Search Press is the publisher, and don't get it from anywhere else. I did try to buy it from a bookstore and they ran out. And this was even before November. This was like in October. And I was supposed to get it right after Rhinebeck, and it still didn't. I called them. I was like, hey, I didn't receive a shipping number. Can you help me? And they were like, oh, we'll cancel it. I didn't ask you to cancel it. I just wanted to know what was going on with the shipment. Like, I'm inquiring. I'm not telling you to cancel it, but they canceled it. So they just knew that they didn't have it. So, oh well, but at least I have it now, and I'm super happy about it. And I have the size H crochet hook that I can use for my DK / worsted weight. So yeah, I'm gonna make some stuff. So we'll see what happens in the future. I have no idea what I'm gonna make yet, but I want to try to go through all of these and, you know, see what I can do. I would highly recommend, if you are making granny squares, Toni Lipsey has a granny square, how to make a granny square video that is so comprehensive and so amazing. Please check it out. Maybe I'll link it down below because it was very helpful for me just to figure out how to get it all going and do it correctly and make it look perfect and not have any ends sticking out and not have anything twisting the wrong way. It was just amazing. So yeah, so check it out. I have one other hat that I want to talk about. It is called the Sporty Photographer hat. I am using the yarn from Lavanya. It is Alex and Soyu mixed together. Alex is a lace weight yarn, so I'm doubling the yarn and I am holding it alongside Soyu so that we can get some little fluff going on. And this pattern was released by Lavanya Patricella in December. I have no idea why I put the hat, but I am going to throw in some video here so you can see where I was on the hat during the last time I recorded for Vlogmas. And it's probably in the Vlogmas pile, but I will find it at some point. This is one of those hats that I'm having a bit of an issue with because she says it's going to stretch and it looks really small to me. And I'm wondering, is it really going to work out? So because of that, I kind of put it down to the side, but I want to finally get to the bottom of it before the end of the month so that I can figure it all out. And if I'm going to continue. If I have to rip it out and like make it a little bit bigger if I need to rework the numbers and stuff. But her pattern is a beautiful pattern. It's just a lot of ribbing and then you just make a slouchy beanie basically with it. And it's a super cool pattern and it was free. So, I mean, you can't argue with that, right? So I want to finish that pattern at some point and hopefully everything will go well with it. I just need to like revisit it at a later time because I have other things that need to be done. But this hat is also one of the hats that I want to wear with my pink peacoat that I bought so that I can have that full monochromatic look going. I also want to cast on the knotty gloves. I have yarn for it from Spain, but I just haven't even gotten to that yet because I need to finish all these other projects. So that is everything on the list for Finish It February. We'll see how far we can go. So let's just get started knitting and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my Vogue Knitting Live experience. So Vogue Knitting Live for me was a whirlwind of fun. Obviously, I did not shop as much as I wanted to because I wasn't in the marketplace as much as I wanted to be. So on Friday, I went to a class. The first, actually a lecture, it was with Shirley Payton, and her lecture was exquisite about just finding inspiration and then creating designs and her design process. Absolutely amazing. At some point, I do want to take her intensive design course. She showed an amazing array of her designs and she's coming out with a movie and books to support the movie, the designs that are in the movie. So that'll be amazing. And I got to sit and chat with her on the Sunday and like really one-on-one conversation. And it was super cool. And I just told her how much I really adore what she's been doing for all the years I've been following her. And I really love her concept of her designs and how like mathematically like on point everything is. And it's just so perfect and so beautiful the way she works things out. And she's just like, yeah, you have X amount of stitches and you got to throw in the pattern. That's the fun part. And I'm just like, what? And she's like talking about pattern grading and like, you know, changing the fabric to support the measurements so that it looks good on your body. And she says it's fun. Like you have this big puzzle of, oh, I have to make X amount of stitches come down to X amount of stitches and within the pattern. And this is fun. Like that's the person you want to be, you know, following her designs, because if that's fun for her and she could just spend a whole day just like working out like numbers for patterns, like she's got it on point right there. Like she did talk about some of her students who will like design on the fly and she's like, she marvels at that, but she's such a particular person with the math that is like totally on another different level, but she appreciates it. But I just told her, I was like, no, the math never lies, like do it. So keep doing what you're doing, Shirley. I love you. I love everything you're doing. And I cannot wait for the full movie to come out. I want to see it. So that was amazing. So, but because I went to the Shirley Payton lecture, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do the marketplace on Saturday. So I got to hang out with some friends on Friday night. And we were just hanging out. Like we hadn't seen each other in so long. So we just got together, had drinks and had food. And then on Saturday, I got to VKL midday, went through the marketplace, saw a few things. And then I had to rush to Vincent's class. And then after the crochet class, some of my other friends were like, oh, I haven't seen you forever. We're sitting here having, you know, stuff to eat and getting drinks. So I went and I did that. So I did not go into the marketplace again. And then on Sunday, I was like taking my sweet time to get ready and having a lavish breakfast. And then I looked at the little pamphlet that they give you, and it was like marketplace closes at 2:15. I was like, because I thought it closed at 6. So I was like, okay, I gotta hustle, I gotta get down there. So when I got to VKL, I only had 1 hour. And I went to Lily Loops. I wanted to buy something from her, but I didn't see my actual color that I wanted, but I saw some other colors that I was excited about. And I saw this really cool, chunky, cropped short sleeve sweater that you could just throw on over whatever. And I was like, I could totally make that with some bulky yarn. But I ended up speaking to the dyer of Lily Loops on Instagram, and she gave me all the details for the sweater, because when I was in her booth, I was getting hot, and there was like so many people. I needed to just like step away. It was like overload of emotions and everything. It was really in a good way, but I just needed to like take a breather. And then I was like, oh shoot, I gotta like get somewhere. And then I went upstairs, and then I couldn't, by the time it was all said and done, it was all over. So I couldn't buy anything else, but I will be supporting Lily Loops at some point once everything all works out. Once she gets her website going with all the products and everything, like everything will be fine. I bought some Asylum Fibers. What else did I buy? And I bought some clover needles, and I started my mom on a hat. So I bought the needles for the hat. The yarn is called Merino Comfort Light. It's from Ice Yarns, and I thought it was a DK. It said it was a DK. We start knitting it with the DK weight yarn, and it turns out it's Aran weight. So I found this pattern. I think it's called Cotidiano. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I will put the information in here. I found this pattern, and it's literally a hat with a foldable brim, or you could not do the foldable brim, and you can knit it with fingering weight, DK weight, or Aran weight. And it's all the instructions are in there. And I think it's the best pattern, like if you just want to make a hat, just like you have a yarn, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what to do, but you know you want to make a hat, this is the pattern. If you have anything below a chunky weight yarn, you could totally make it. So I'm going to put the name and everything in here and give you the information. So that'll be like an easy hat pattern that you can do for just whenever you want to make a hat. Even if you want to donate a hat, give it to a friend, make it for yourself, whatever. So that was VKL. And after I think it was Sunday, we went to Cleo's. They had a auction, and they were selling the finished knitted and crocheted objects, and the proceeds were going to Glitz. I can't remember what it all means, but it supports the LGBTQ plus community, and here in New York. And it was a very, very successful event. A lot of things got sold. I'm super happy. And we were there for like an hour, and then it was like snow was coming down. Like I was just like saying the whole day, oh yeah, they say it's gonna snow. They're being dramatic. They're being dramatic. And it was like by 8 o'clock at night, it was serious. And we were like, okay, we gotta go. We gotta go fast. So I was with my friend Pedro. He cleaned off the car. He's like, sit down, relax. I got this. And he drove me home safely. Thank you so much, Pedro. You always look out for me. And I appreciate you so much. And I got home, and I was just knitting. And I've been just trying to find projects to complete since then. So that was VKL for me. I do have some footage I want to throw in here. And for me, I missed out on a lot of the big things, like the fashion show and like seeing all the knitting celebrities and all of that. It was more of, I got to hang out with my friends, and that's really what I really wanted to do. We all got together and haven't seen each other since Barcelona Knits, and we haven't seen each other since, you know, previous other knitting festivals. Some people live in other states, and I just got to see them and give them a hug. That was it for me. That's all I needed. I wanted to do a full vlog and documentary, and Liz from Treliz Yarns was here and she was staying with me at my house, and we had all these plans for a podcast, and nope, we forgot to take pictures. We were having so much fun. We forgot to like fully document and record, because it's like you're either watching the moment or you're in the moment, and it's really hard to find a balance of, you know, being in the moment or recording the moment. So I did get a few snippets, but I didn't get enough to make a whole full feature vlog, whatever. But it's okay. It's okay. What's mostly important is to make memories with your friends, and that's what we did. So I'm super happy about that. So I am going to throw in some footage here at the end of this video. And I want to just thank you all for watching and being interested in my knitting life and my new crochet life. This is something new I'm embracing, and I'm loving it. And we should not be knitting versus crochet. No, it's really, it's a unified front. We love yarn, and we just have different ways of working with it. Some people use a hook, some people use 2 needles, and some people put the 2 together and make a beautiful sweater. So you just got to do what you got to do. Do what makes you happy. Do what's fun. Make what you want to make. Make what makes you happy. And just, you know, have fun with it. This whole thing should be to calm you and give you those moments of zen when life is crazy. The world is crazy as is. This is our stress relief. So I just want to encourage you to keep on knitting, keep on crocheting, keep on finding those quiet moments of joy in your life, because that's what knitting and crochet does to me. And just have fun with it. So throwing in all of the videos here. Enjoy. Because he always turns into a pumpkin at 9 o'clock, so we call him Grandpa.
So Abuelo is grandpa in Spanish.
And he's Mexican.
And
so.
yeah, and I saw Dia de los Muertos coffee, so should we?
Should we? I don't know.
I think we should. It would be so funny.
And he's a very humorous person, so he'll get the joke, like seriously.
Yeah, like we'll put it like that. Anyways, I think we should.
Yeah, this is a gag gift.
Yes.
Yes, because you're loved when people buy you gag gifts.
Yes.
Say it again, say it again.
I love it. I'm definitely abuelo, man.
And then part 2.
Oh, there's a second part.
Yeah.
That is the one that I even found. We call this Mekamika, and then the other is Mohair.
Okay. Oh, that is cool.
Right?
Because we know you love coffee.
Thank you, I do.
And I've never seen horchata coffee before, so I figured you try it. Why not?
You guys are so sweet, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aw, beso, beso. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
I love this.
So I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to encourage you all again, follow the February challenge on Instagram, join it, post as much as you can if you want to. This is Finish It February for me, so if you want to join Finish It February, definitely do that. I am hoping to find the name of the person that came up with the idea so that I can credit them, but if I don't, I'm so sorry. I would love to, so I'm gonna search and see if I can find their name and put it down here. That would be amazing. But I'm just deciding to take this month to just really focus on finishing some projects, and let's see how far we get with this. Hopefully we'll be all complete by the end of February, and I'll have like a part 2 video to show you everything, I hope. So yeah, with that, I'm going to say adieu. Have a good February, and get those knitting needles clacking, and there's those crochet hooks hooking, and whatever else you're doing, weaving or cross stitching, embroidery, whatever it is you're doing, just do it and have so much joy doing it. Thank you so much for sitting here and watching this video, and goodbye, and have an amazing February.